Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. Over the course of this month, I watched the first season of Reacher, and this 2022 show was created by Nick Santora and stars Alan Ritchson, Malcolm Goodwin, Willa Fitzgerald, among others, of course. The story of this TV show follows Jack Reacher, and Jack Reacher is like a big super military guy in the USA, or at least fictional character. I think there's like 29 books written about him, and there's at least 2 movies. I think Tom Cruise stars in one of them as well. And it's about Jack Reacher, and he's a big military guy, but he's ended it all now just to like travel around the country and do whatever he feels like. And so he goes to this small town, and there is a murder in town, and he is initially blamed, but he clears his name, and before walking away, he finds out that the murdered person was actually someone close to him. So he decides to stick around to find the killer and also get some revenge. And along the way, he's fighting gangsters and cartels, and there's this big subplot about like why are these gangsters and cartels in this like sleepy little town. And so what will happen exactly? You'll have to watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss what works. Well, I gotta say the first few episodes definitely hooked me. I thought they were pretty exciting. They have a few good action scenes. And the mystery was interesting, like why is this person killing all these people in town? And so I thought it was kind of like True Detective or Dexter, or where they're trying to get revenge and there's this mystery involved. And with the main character Reacher, he is also kind of robotic as well, so he's not there for the drama, which cutting out all that drama stuff from those other shows definitely works, I think. As you go along, there's a few drama points, but at the beginning, like, it's all cut out for the kind of excitement that's involved. And I thought that was all very interesting. So definitely lots of stuff in the first few episodes to really hook you. In addition, they do have some running jokes in this TV show, and I thought they were actually pretty good. They have this one joke where like he's always trying to get this like peach pie or something from this restaurant. And every time he gets it, like he sticks his fork in it and it's like instantly interrupted. Like every single time he's like, I'm looking for this pie or whatever it is. There's also this running joke with him always really concerned about like animal feed and for like no real reason. And so all of the running jokes, there's a bunch of other ones too that I thought were really funny. And it's not like a movie where like if you're reusing jokes within an hour and a half, right, they do get old. But this one, they'll do it like once every hour if it's like an 8-hour thing, right? And so that's perfectly fine. So I thought they, kept track of their jokes and did reuse them in like delightful ways, I thought. So definitely kind of lighthearted and, just fun. So it just makes it a lot more entertaining. Also, I thought all of the characters worked well. Jack Reacher, he has like this mentalism thing where he can like look you directly in the eyes and know all your secrets. So that's interesting. And he also has a character arc as well. Like he's very robotic at the beginning, but over time he, catches some feelings and whatnot. And the secondary characters, this woman and this man, work perfectly fine. I thought they were very enjoyable as well. They worked with Reacher very well as well. And so all of it was, pretty good. Like it's not drama. Like none of them really have drama with each other. And so that's good. Like it just makes it so much more enjoyable for someone with my taste to have kind of this much more lighter story. So definitely worked for me. And lastly, I gotta say there are a lot of good action set pieces in this one. Even within like the first 2 episodes, like he goes to jail for like a hot second and has this great action piece in the bathroom. Maybe I can clip it in here for you.
So I give you to the count of 3. 1, 2.
And there's lots of other good action set pieces that work really well. There's like sometimes where they just like slow down the story and they're just like, oh, like there's a hit squad coming after you now. What are you going to do, Jack Reacher? And so he's got to take out this hit squad and whatnot. And so all of that's really good. So definitely if you're like an action fan, there's lots for you here. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this show. Well, like I said at the beginning, Jack Reacher is very robotic. He is, very uncharismatic, very unfeeling, uncaring as well. He does develop over time, but, at the beginning, like, it's a trade-off, really, for, like, action and mystery, where you don't really have to be attached to the main characters, right? So it does take time for me to get attached to Jack Reacher, which is fine. Like, if I was there for the action and kind of the no drama or anything, right? Being a robot, you're not really going to create drama. So it's a trade-off is the best way I can explain it. In addition, by the end, like, the story is just one big mess. Like, of course, Jack Reacher, he has plot armor, so he's not going to die. He can, like, stand in front of bullets and be perfectly fine. And so, like, but by the end, it's a big mess. Like, I don't really want to give anything away about it, but yeah, just know it's a big mess in the end. You're there more for the action and just kind of going along with Jack's revenge and everything else. So at the end it's not what I thought it would be. So yeah, kind of works, but for the most part, like, there were times where I didn't watch the show for a few days and I, like, completely forgot what was going on. So yeah, just a mess in the end. Oh, and also, you can kind of tell who's going to be the bad guy in the end, especially, like, pretty early on. Like, it's not really hidden. Like, they kind of know who it is, but then they have to, like, prove who it is, right? And so going through that whole process is, takes some twists and turns, and there's some hitmen coming and whatnot. But yeah, you do know who the bad guy is fairly early. And lastly, there's a bunch of cheesy lines in this one, and I laughed at them all. Like, for example, Jack Reacher, he decides to make the distinction that he's a hobo rather than a vagrant. Maybe I can clip it in here for you.
For the record, I'm not a vagrant. I'm a hobo.
Whatever.
And they have lots of other cheesy lines that, I laughed at, but, if you're looking for, like, a serious TV show, then this is probably not going to be the one for you. So who would I recommend this show for? Well, I think if you're into action and thrills and mystery and whatnot, then yeah, you can turn this one on and be entertained. I do think it's pretty, like, consumable media is what I would call it, where, you just consume it, you're entertained, and then, months later you forget what happened. And so it's just one of those types of shows where, it's enjoyable while you're watching it, but also very forgettable. So, it's up to you. As for rating, I gotta give it the average score of 5. And having said that, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.